like to call our meeting to order for executive session, and do I have a motion to approval of the agenda? Ms. Hines,
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
is there a second? Second from Mr. Hogan. Any discussion?
I'd like to I move that we amend the agenda to add an item to approve the debt service millage rate for the current fiscal year.
Is there a second? Ms. Gardner seconds. Any discussion since you did that?
Yes, ma'am. The reason that I think we need to do that is, as we learned in our last workshop, the millage rate that's being discussed with the county is 73.3, I believe. The motion that was made in June stated that I make a motion to approve setting the operating millage, I'll go on, and the debt service millage rate at a calculated rate to meet the debt service obligations, not to exceed the current rate of 75.4. We had a lengthy discussion about what that actually meant, because the actual requirement from the county was 50.2. So I believe we have exigent circumstances because the auditor needs this millage rate now in order to set tax bills. And I don't believe that we were clear in our original motion that this is a very important item, and therefore I think it should be added to the agenda as a action item.
Any other statements?
Yes. Although I certainly want to do what our administration would like, but in this circumstance, I believe that we need to make sure that is an exigent circumstance before we vote on it. And we had, in our prior meeting, had our council address that. I don't know if, have you got, Mr. Winburn, have you got any additional information?
I would recommend that there's an articulation of what the exact emergency is. That would be my recommendation. I do not know. I understand Ms. Huddle's amendment based on the previous conversation during the work session. But I think the exigent circumstance would require absolutely that they need that the finance folks must have this number clarified, but I don't know that there's been an articulation of what it means if they do not have this number clarified today.
And I'm just going to say, in weighing in on the motion, is that to me, Dr. Ross articulated the fact if we need to be, we could have an emergency meeting. I certainly would do that if Ms. Ross says she needs that for the time, and it could be on the next agenda. So, I mean, that's my thoughts. So I will call for a vote unless anybody else has something to say. All those in favor of the amendment, raise your hand. 1. All those opposed? And the amendment fails. Okay. So we are now, I need a motion for inter-executive session to consider the following items.
I'll approve the agenda.
Yeah,
Just
so
gotta take it. We
in
just need
favor-
to vote.
Because we did that one. I'm sorry. All I did is vote on the motion. My fault. All right, all those approve of the agenda. So it's 5-2. No, 1 no. Thank you. Now, the inter-executive session motion.
Would you like me to do that?
Yes, I would.
Okay. I move that we enter executive session to consider the following: selected employment items, Exhibit A for action; B, selected employment items, Exhibit B, information only; C, discussion of contractual matter related to bond issuance; D, legal update regarding CA number 2021-CP 40-03694, and E, legal update regarding Cognia matter.
Is there a second? Ms. Hines seconds. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of inter-executive session? And that is 6-0. Adjourned.